naturally, I'm a very curious person. I want to go deep into the depths and see what up. So I traveled up to like San Francisco area once, and like I had been looking at the Bohemian Grove for the longest time, but the thing was, like, being stationed out in Los Angeles, the Bohemian Grove is very, very far. But with my travels, I was already in the area. I was like, oh my God, I'm freaking close enough. And I remember it was like still way out the way once I got up to San Francisco. But I decided, you can literally just search the address of where the Bohemian Grove is. And I decided to do so. And then I decided to show up at the front gate. Same with like the Logan Paul thing. When I showed up to Logan Paul's house, it was about maybe 10 o'clock at night. And it was like in like a huge forest area. It kind of like looked like all of this, except without the big buildings. And there was a lot of like, almost like shack houses, like little cheap rickety like houses all around, and like you gotta weave through all of this forest. And I arrive at the gate, and when I first pull up, it's like this huge big gate, and I'm like, oh man, I literally came all this way for nothing. And then out of nowhere, the gates literally just start to open up. And I do want to hammer this home. This is not a fake story. This is a true story. This happened in real life. Like, if you rewinded time and just saw me, this happened in real life. This is not a joke. This is not a game. This is what happened in real life. So I pull up to the Bohemian Grove, and at first I'm like, oh man, and literally just the gates just start to open up, and I'm like, oh my God. And of course, I just drive in. I didn't understand how serious of a thing this was, and I just drive in, and there was like this little like building thing. It kind of maybe like looked like this building, except with like a lot more glass on it. And like there was like this little guard shack thing and with a security guard in it. And he had a cat with him. I remember like the cat, he had like a little kitty cat with him. And he walked out to my truck, and not this truck, but he walked out to my truck with like a clipboard. And I remember he asked me the question of like, are you John Smith or something? He asked me something like, like when I pulled up, are you John Smith or something? I was like, no. And he was just like, you're not? And I'm like, no, like I was like here to like see like the big owl thing, because like, where all the presidents and like, world leaders of like, they go out to the middle of the forest, and like there's this massive, very tall owl that's like, it doesn't really look like an owl, but it does look like an owl, but it's not really defined, but it's like this massive owl rock thing. And I was like, no, like I came to like see if I can like, see the owl. And he literally looked at me like his heart just dropped or something. And he looked at me right in the eye, and he was just like, you need to leave right now. And I was just like, oh, I was like, okay, like, I'm sorry. Like, and like, I started like turning around, and like, literally like, he just like, like followed me out and everything. And then like, I leave, and then like, the gates like close again. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what happened? I didn't realize how much further that I got like than like normal people who go and visit the Bohemian Grove. Because when you show up to the Bohemian Grove, there's signs of like, no trespassing, turn around now, like Area 51 type stuff. And of course, like I thought it was like I think at the time I thought it was like a public what is going on in all them damn bushes over there? Damn. Trying to tell my damn story over here. But I mean, most definitely it was worth the drive, because I can't imagine all the things that needed to go right at the very first, like at the perfect time. Like, he was expecting somebody at 10 o'clock at night. And I remember when I drove in, it kind of looked like a movie set. Like the guard shack thing, it was like a 2-story guard shack thing. And what I remember, I think I remember seeing like a little moon of, like, I remember it was like a cat. The cat was there, and then like I seen like a little moon, like a little like a little crescent moon. And it was like there was also like very strange kind of like prop type things. There's this car that just kind of pulled up. And it didn't look like a normal type of like business, or like maybe like a park or something like that. And also, I do want to say what was very, very strange is, like, you know, when I tried to make this video about 30 minutes ago, my phone completely just tweaked out, and like it would not let me. I was like halfway through the damn freaking story, and like it wasn't like letting me tell the thing, but like freaking like, and then I pulled out my iPhone and everything's going real, real smooth, like. But needless to say, it didn't look like a normal type of place. It had character. It had like its own like special, like, if you go to Disneyland, you know what it looks like. If you go to, like, you know, like the NASA museum, you know what it looks like. You know, if you see pictures of it online, you know where that picture was taken, even though the person has left the building. I wonder what that big box thing is over there. But why did I want to tell this story? I wanted to tell the story because it happened. Because God says, you know, ye seek and ye shall find. And I believe when a hero goes on a quest for something, I believe about 99% of the time that the hero doesn't really get what he wants. But I do believe that the hero gets what he needs. What I mean by that is that with me, there's a big box guy. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's open. Oh, wait, no, it's not open. It's a freaking lock on it. Yeah, I can feel it. I was gonna go ahead and bust it wide open. The hero gets what he needs, because I do believe that I am on this planet. I am alive for whatever reason. It's very strange that I'm alive and I'm in this world. I'm like in this world that, like, this is like my home. And the very strange thing about being alive is that I keep coming back to the same freaking planet. Of, like, you know, maybe of, like, you know, if you take a dream and, like, maybe our brains leave our body and then it comes back. Or maybe it just stays. I don't think so. Maybe the spirit leaves, because obviously, you know, when you fall asleep, you don't die. But I just find it so strange that I don't know what I am. And it's very frustrating. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very frustrating that being a human being, you don't know what you are. You don't know why you're here. You don't know what you're supposed to do, but you know that you can do things. And then you're supposed to, I believe as a man, I believe that you are supposed to go and seek out what is inside of you, I guess, of of like, you know, why am I in Hollywood? Of all the places in the planet, like why don't I have why don't I have a desire to become like a professional fisher, to like, you know, go maybe buy a boat or something and like, you know, really expensive fishing poles and like could go out and compete of like whatever. Like, why is it that I want to become like, you know, the most famous person in the world? Why do I want to become like a YouTuber? Why do I have that desire of rich and famous? Because, you know, like a lot of people do want to be rich and famous. But then again, like, you know, when I ask random people, like say if I ask people at my jobs and I'm like, you know, hey, would you ever want to be famous? The 90% of the time, the answer is no. I do not want to be famous. But it's just like, why do I want to be famous? How would that benefit me at all? Like, I think what I'm excavating, because like, you know, I'm trying to get like the desires of my life of what I want to do on this planet. And I think what I want to do, I think I do want to continue with YouTube, and I think I want to continue to where I can make enough of an income to live comfortably and to be able to maybe sell this truck and then buy a Sprinter van and then go travel and then not have to show up at like a job every single day, but like rather I want to go and travel. I want to go and travel, and I want to travel Los Angeles because I don't have time to like go and just like go see the Hollywood sign, go to the beach. I don't have times and stuff like that. Maybe I do now, but I'm just not realizing, because the last job that I was working, it was like, you know, 12-hour shifts, but now I'm only working 8-hour shifts. Well, that said, I guess I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.